Welcome to the Essential Rainwater Harvesting online course. My name is Michelle Avis.
And my name is Peter Coombes.
Thank you so much for joining us over the next few weeks as we cover the essentials and actually much more of household rainwater harvesting systems.
This course is a joint collaboration between Rob and Michelle's company, Verge Permaculture, and my consulting and research firm, Urban Water Cycle Solutions.
Rob and I first met Peter, or we first reached out to Peter in early 2018 as we were doing research for the book Essential Rainwater Harvesting. We stumbled across a fascinating body of research about domestic rainwater harvesting systems, most of it published by Peter and his research team. We found that many of the findings and recommendations there were just not represented in the literature that we were finding published in North America.
So Michelle asked me if I would be willing to provide a technical review of her book, manuscript, and I spent many evenings not watching rubbish on the TV, or good shows on the TV. I was reading about Michelle's rainwater stories and her book with Rob.
Peter's feedback, suggestions, and corrections were absolutely instrumental, and I burnt the candle at both ends in the last few weeks before the manuscript was due in an attempt to incorporate as much as possible despite the limitations on word count given to me by the publisher. On the manuscript due date, I was happy enough, but certainly didn't include everything I wanted, and I knew there were areas that could use more detail, better explanations, and possibly even some corrections. Peter and I continued our conversations about how to better teach and educate about the best practices for design of rainwater harvesting systems, and I continued to ask questions, learn, and be blown away with the information that Peter shared with me.
At one point, during a particularly lengthy video conference with Michelle, and there were a number of them, Michelle was asking question after question. She pointed out that there should really be a recording of our conversations, as there were so many millions of YouTube viewers that would thoroughly enjoy, I hope, watching and learning from our conversations. And that was the idea that sparked us to go to create much more this online course.
And although this course contains traditional lecture-style presentations by Peter and myself, some required reading, a copy of the book, Essential Rainwater Harvesting, some downloads, and much more, we both absolutely loved the conversational format that we had naturally used in our prior one-on-one discussions. As such, we've intentionally designed some of the lessons in the style of a mentor, Peter, and protege, myself, simply having a conversation.
And thank goodness for technology. My own research area is into big data and systems. So this technology, by deploying numerous cameras, microphones, webinar and video editing software, you might not realize that Michelle and I co-created this program despite being on opposite sides of the planet, 16 hours apart in time zones, and not having been together in the one room, although they keep promising.
Yes, we'll bring you to Canada one day. Or maybe we'll visit you in Australia, Peter.
I'm sure you'd love to do that.
Wherever you are in the world, we're thrilled to be bringing this program to you. And remember that at the weekly live webinars, you'll have an opportunity to connect with us directly and get your own questions answered, either by Peter or myself. Read more about both Peter and I below, and in the next lesson, I'll familiarize you with the online classroom and everything you need to know to get the most out of this program.